Hey everyone, welcome back to Motivation Monday. So last week I kicked off the series and talking about kind of why I wanted to start doing these weekly messages and definitely with how to start your week with a purpose. So this week I want to talk about something that I believe can really change a person, change a team, a company, and really any area of your life, and that is ownership. So when most people hear the word ownership, they think about owning a business, owning property, being in charge of something, being a manager. But ownership is really much bigger than that. Ownership, it's a mindset. You don't have to own the company to take ownership of your role. You do not have to be the boss to take ownership of your attitude, of your effort, of your communication, or the work you've been trusted with. To me, ownership means saying this matters and I'm responsible for my part. At Clear Choice Outdoor, ownership is one thing we want to build into our culture. It's one of our core values. Whether we are maintaining a property, installing a new landscape, building a pool, answering the phone, meeting with a client, or leading a crew, ownership shows up in the details. It shows up when someone does the right thing, even when nobody's watching. It shows up when someone notices a problem and it communicates it instead of ignoring it. It shows up when someone takes pride in finished product. It shows up when someone says, I can do better instead of making excuses. And it shows up when someone treats their responsibility like it matters, because it does. The truth is, all of us have areas where we can take more ownership. I know I do. As a leader, I have to take ownership in my communication, my attitude, my decisions, and the direction I'm helping set for our company. Am I perfect in those things? No, but I'm working on it, and that's my encouragement to you. That is the thing about ownership. It starts with each of us. It is easy to point at someone else and say they should have handled that, or that is not my job, or somebody else will take care of it. But growth usually starts when we stop pointing outward and start asking, what part of this can I own? This does not mean everything is your fault. It does not mean you carry every burden by yourself. It simply means you care enough to take responsibility for what has been trusted to you. And I believe that mindset separates average people, average teams, and average companies from great ones. Because when people take ownership, trust grows. When people take ownership, communication improves. When people take ownership, the quality of the work gets better. And when people take ownership, the whole team gets stronger. So my challenge this week is simple. Find one thing you can take ownership of. Maybe it's your attitude, your communication, maybe it's your truck, your tools, your property, your crew, your customers, or your personal growth. Pick one thing and decide that this week you're going to treat it like it matters. Then next week, find another. Because ownership does not start with a title, it does not start with someone watching over your shoulder. It starts with a decision. Ownership starts with you. Let's have a great week.